Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for the support, by the way. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to tdameritrade.com. And this page will show up. Just like any broker, you're going to have to open an account. And you can see here on the top right corner, you click open new account. Then it takes you to this page. Well, you'll click individual brokerage. And you're going to want to click here. It says open an individual account. Alright, so then you're going to have to give a lot of your personal information. You know, the usual contact information, personal information, your financial information. Then you'll have to sign some things electronically and all that. And it's very similar to almost any other broker. This one might be a little more detailed than something like Robinhood and Webull. So the process doesn't take that long. I think it took me like 10-15 minutes to do it. And then you have to wait for an approval. After you go through all that process and you get approved, you're going to want to then go back to TD Ameritrade, and you're going to want to put your user ID and password and log in. Then you go through some security questions in order to get to your main page. Here you're going to want to click to trade versus trade. Look at your statements, your tax documents, all that stuff. Something that I do like from TD Ameritrade that I don't see in other brokerages is that you're able to deposit money and right away be able to use it on both a margin and a cash account. So I thought that was pretty cool. So then in order to download thinkorswim, you're going to go here to where it says trade, and you're going to click here where it says thinkorswim. Here it is. This is the page where you go and download the actual platform. So thinkorswim is for the active trader, basically. You can make trades within this page, just the normal TD Ameritrade homepage. But if you want to be very involved and want to use their tools, their scanners, their indicators, their news, all the different kind of studies that they have and all that, you want to be, an actual trader, you're going to want to download thinkorswim. Why it's called thinkorswim, I'm not sure. So you click here and you start the process. So that is that. Then we'll go to thinkorswim really quick. Just close this, open it. So you'll have a login and you'll have a password. You're able to use this platform in two different ways. You can do live trading or you can do paper trading. So if you click on this little button, you'll switch back and forth like this. You can have a paper, paper account, or you can have a live trading account. Well, you'll be using your real money, okay? Then you log in, and just depending on how fast your computer is, it will take its time because it actually does upgrades every time you open it. All right, your thinkorswim platform will look like this when you first open it. This is the home screen, and to be honest, I don't use this home screen at all. I will be showing you right now what I think is the most important, and we will not go into a lot of detail, but in general we will cover most of those important aspects of my platform, and in later videos I want to go into very much detail on some of those things like the scanners and especially the active trader. I think the active trader feature, I want to dedicate a whole video on just that and how I use it. It is the backbone of my trading, the active trader. So we will talk more about that later on. One of the things that you want to make sure is here on the top left, you see it's telling you that your platform is connected to the internet. But right here it says real-time data. Most of you, when you open your account, it's gonna have a delay and it's gonna be red. So you want to make sure this says real-time data. The way I changed it was I called TD Ameritrade and personally told them I need my thinkorswim platform to be live and to have real-time data. And so they were able to make the switch very quick. If not, you're gonna have a delay of 30 minutes. I've heard other people say that it's a 3-minute delay. I really have no idea why they would do that, but it's something that you need to be very well aware of. So once you get that in real time, you're basically gonna, you're not gonna be behind. You're gonna be trading at the same time frame than everybody else. Okay. Here in the top, you'll be able to see your account. This little tab here, account information, you'll be able to see. And you can adjust a lot of this information here, but basically how much money you have available, how much is settled, and how much is holding in trades, and all that. So if you click right here, you'll be able to switch on and off, being able to hide your personal information here. Okay. All right, so let's go to the most important. All right, first of all, I want to make a change. I'm not a big fan of the background being so dark. So we're gonna go to application settings over here on the right side. It says setup, and we're gonna go to application settings. And we go to general, down to display. Nope, to look and feel. Yeah, look and feel. And where it says color scheme, you'll be able to switch it to all our different types. I personally like the light one, and so that's what we're going to use for my videos. That's just the color I feel comfortable with, and that's what I use. So let's apply those settings to make it look white. There we go. All right, so let's go then to right here where you see these tabs. The only ones that I'm going to really use or teach you will be the charts, which is where I actually make my trades. The trade, maybe later on, and the scan tab. Okay, so let's talk first about the chart. All right, this is what shows up first, and I'm going to show you my setup, and you can go ahead and change and add and do whatever you want. Of course, build your setup for yourself. Build it for what works for you. Okay, in no way, shape, or form, my way of trading or my setup, my platform, the background being white is going to make you a better trader or not. This is mainly for you to learn how to use this platform, and then a little bit of how I use it. Okay, so over here to the right side, you'll see a bunch of other different tabs. The tabs that I like to have always on are these. So for sure, times and shares. And right now you can't see it, but basically here it would show you all of the different orders that are going in. Okay, and it's once the market is open, you'll be able to see all the buys and all the sells right here with the time, the price, and the size. I really use this just because I like to see kind of in the background when I'm trading what the orders are looking like. Okay, and I'll show you an example in one of my trades later on, but basically in here you'll be able to see waves. Okay, you'll be able to see when the crowd is just buying, or selling, because this whole column will turn into red, or green, or it would be mixed. Okay, it's also very important for me to tell you that not because it's so green, it means that the stock's going to go up, because sometimes you have let's say 95% of this column here shows a green orders, but they're all 100 shares. And then you have one red one that's 10,000 shares that somebody just sold. So it looks green, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the stock's gonna go up. Okay, but I do like to see it because, especially when a stock grabs a lot of momentum, you just keep looking. You just keep like seeing like so much green, and it just kind of gives me like a confirmation that my trade feels a little safe. Okay, and so you will see those in the trading examples that I will bring. So I like to have this as small as possible. There's no need to have it, all the way over here. As small as possible, probably about right there. And the other one is active trader, which is this one here. And I think they call it like a ladder trading system. But we'll go into detail, in a lot of detail, how to use this. You're able to change all these buttons. You're able to change all these. There's a lot of features that I like. I like to see my P&L and my loss. My losses, especially when I'm setting a stop loss. Sometimes my stop loss is a number instead of a percentage. So let's say I go in with $100 and I'm only willing to lose, $3.50. I know that's an easy one. It's $3.50 it'll be easy to figure out in percentages, but it's usually not that. You usually shares are not usually like $1, $2, $3. It's usually $1.35 or wherever you get into that share. So I like to just go to the number for stop losses. You're able to place trades here. You're able to place trades here, and there's also a way to add right here. So if you click in this little arrow here, you'll be able to see it makes your trades a lot quicker. But like I said, we'll talk more about that in a following video. Might be the next one, not 100% sure. All right, so then on the bottom side, over here, you have on the left side, on the middle side, I guess, you have the chart. The first thing you want to do is you want to be very comfortable with your chart. You really want to make sure that the chart that you're looking at is something you're comfortable with. So for example, if you look at these candles right here, I'm not all comfortable wanting to trade something that looks like this. Okay, so what makes me comfortable is a type of candle that's found over here. So if you go over here where it says style, you see like a little candles in there. You click there, and I like right here, chart type, candle type. I like to use these candles right here called Heikin Ashi, I think. These are very different candles, and I learned to use them in the beginning of my trading for one very simple reason. I want you to look at let's take a look at this just as an example, at these candles that are there right now compared to when I switch them to the Heikin Ashi. Okay, you see a difference there? All right. Actually, one of the members of our Facebook group actually taught me this, and she told me that the candles that I was using, they're based out of an average of that within that minute and within that candle. Okay, so let's say I'm in this trend right here, this green trend right here. If I use the other candles, which is the candle trend, which is the one that was first, I personally would get scared right here, scared right here, scared right here, obviously here. But you see all those red candles in between? And these are just 1 minute candles. And once I switch them to the Hinkiashi, they're all green. All right. There's a higher probability that I would stay in that trade if I see this instead of what we just saw. Let's do it again. Scary. Not as scary. All right. So let's show you something really quick too. I'm gonna try to change the candles how they look. I don't like them like that. I want them filled with color. So you go over here on the right, this little 3 lines. It's kind of like a menu drop. You go here where it says candles, and you click on settings, and you go to appearance. There we go. I like my green candles to look green, to be filled with green. So let's click on fill green, and you can change those to any color actually, whatever you like. You click here, you like a different green. I actually like that one better, and you do whatever you want in those. You change the colors here. So let's apply that and press OK. All right, so back to that. Let's do that thing just one more time. You know, save candles. Looks like it's going up. It's, you know, it's strongly telling me that we are in a rise versus the other candles which do that. Okay, some of them are filled, some are not. There's red candles. For me, this looks just like a lot of hesitation in the price, which might be true, but I visually want to see just solid candles because I will be able to, you know, clearly see where I want to get out if something goes south. You know, if I'm in this candle right here and this shows up, you know, am I gonna put it down here or here or in the top of this one, the bottom of this one? Like, what's going on? I don't know. So what I'm comfortable with is with these Hinkin Ashi candles, you know, and I can clearly identify the bottom of each candle, and they're a little more, you know, they're a lot clearer. Anyway, all right, so let's go into the next section here. So I like to have also a few studies, and in order to add a study, you can go to different places. So you can go to here where it says studies, this little glass looking thing, or right here, edit studies, analysis tools, either one. So you click on this, and you can either go to add studies, and you can look for any study. And trust me, once you see the list of all these things here, you're gonna be like, what is going on? Who uses all these studies? What are they for? There's just so many. It's just crazy the amount of studies. The ones that I use are pretty easy. So I actually don't like to go here in all studies. I actually like to go instead to edit studies. So instead of add study and looking for it, I go to edit studies, and this will show up, and I'm able to write the study that I want. I mean, search, like little search bar here, which study I want. So the first study I want to put up there is MACD. I double click here and it will show over here. Now you are able to move this up and down. I don't want my MACD to be in my actual chart where my candles are going to be. There are some studies I do want right next to the candles, for example the VWAP, but the MACD I want it just underneath. So I'm going to add the MACD, and I'm going to make sure that the colors are right. So I'll press in this little wheel settings looking thing, and you're going to make sure that, actually let's just look at what it looks like without moving anything. So we'll just apply it to my chart, and let's close this so we can see it. And here it is right in the bottom. Here's the MACD. Okay, so obviously this is bullish, and this is the bearish line. So I like to have it green up and red down. You can have it whatever colors you want. So, but in order to change that purple line, you go to studies, back again, you go to edit studies, and find your MACD study, click on this little wheel, and look for that purple color. I want that purple color to be red. Apply, and there it is. The MACD has always helped me, kind of confirm an entry and confirm an exit. But really, it's more the entry for me than the exit, because look at the exit here with the MACD at the 1 candle. I mean, it's telling me to exit right here, when in reality, I want to be exiting right here and be taking profits here or here when I see hesitation. So it's more about the entry, about this opportunity of the green line going over the red one. But let's not talk a lot about this right now. We'll talk more about it. I'm just going to add my studies, and then we're going to go back and analyze how I use them. All right, let's go to the next one. Go to edit studies, and I'm going to add DI minus and DI plus. And you see how they're, well, let's apply so you can see. You see how they're in separate lines here. You're gonna want to put them together. So now they're in the same box. So you'll see them combined right now. All right. So let's move this over here. All right. So this is something that I like to use in order to see what trend is currently on. And like I said, we'll talk more about it later on, but I want this green line is fine. The purple line is the D minus. Let's make that red. You go to the D minus right here, and you go to the settings, and instead of purple, I want that to be red. Press OK, apply, and there it is. All right, the next one I want to do is RSI. This is a very popular one also. Let's apply that. And I will keep those colors how they are. This is something that is used to find out if something is overbought or oversold. If it's over the 70 number, it's, well, for me, it's something that's overbought. And if it's under the 30, it turns into this bluish greenish line that you see here. That means that it's been oversold. So, and we'll talk more about it, like I said. This column here is the volume bar. And we're going to make that a little smaller. Okay, so before we add the last one of the studies that I like to use, I'm gonna tell you how to change here the candles. So these candles are showing a whole year, the time frame a whole year, and each candle is 1 day. Okay, and we're gonna want to do, for day trading, I like to use, I want to be able to see at least 1 day, but the most important, I want to see the 1 minute candles. So click here at 1 minute candles. So let's look at today. You click here and you can just highlight this, and it will just show you the day. We can zoom in. Right here in the bottom, there's a little magnifying glass. Zoom out. You see? Okay. All right, so let's add the last one here. Go to studies, edit studies, and my personal favorite is the VWAP. I'll talk more into detail what it means and how I use it, but there's 3 bands that the VWAP has. the most important one is the middle one. Price will tend to always navigate around this line. Okay, I want that VWAP line right here to be blue, and I want the upper band to be, let's go with purple, and the lower band to be orange, which is what it has. So we're gonna press OK. We're gonna press apply, and we're gonna put OK here. Let's just zoom out a little bit. All right, maybe purple wasn't the best choice. We're next to the blue, but we can change that later. All right, so this is the VWAP. 3 bands for that. We'll talk more about it. I keep saying that, but we will focus on those indicators in a specific video and break that down. So I like to have my candles right here. I like to be able to see, you know, a day and a half, the pre-market. I like to have only these indicators. My active trader, I would go into detail and change all these things here. And these buttons, I'll show you how to change those buttons too. But over here, so over here to the left side, this is your personal information. I like to use these for my scanners. The results of a scanner, a live scanner running, and have them running on these sides, okay? And I'm gonna have 2 scanners, or I actually have 4. I say 4 because there's different price ranges that I like to trade, but for trading penny stocks, you're gonna wanna have 2. You're gonna wanna have a scanner that only looks at NASDAQ stocks, and then you're gonna want to have a scanner that only looks at New York Stock Exchange stocks. And I have a scanner for each one. And another thing that I like to do is being able to sync my scanners that I will put here. I would put here my scanners so that I'm able to, you know, click on a stock that's right here and immediately show up here as the stock that I want to trade. Okay, but we'll go over scanners later. It'll probably be the next video actually. Something else that I want to tell you is you are allowed to add as many, you know, charts as you want. So for example, if you click right here and you want to have a second chart either to the left or in the bottom, you would just, you know, click one of these boxes how many one you want. So you can say, you know, I want another chart to be down here underneath all this, and you have another chart here. So you can put, you know, the same stock but maybe a different time frame. So instead of having it being a 1 minute for 1 day, 1 minute candles, and be able to see a whole day of that, you're able to have one that's 5 minutes over here. So 5 day, 5 minutes, or whatever you want. You can actually customize those too. Okay, the platform has these for you set up, but you can go ahead and make your own also. So you can have, you know, you can have the same stock show up here and have it automatically, you know, sync to this one. So the way that you'll do that is you see this little box here is 1 and it's in red. You're gonna want to just change the box that's down here to red also. Okay, that means that every stock that you put, let's say AMD, you know, it automatically will send it to both charts, your 1 minute one and your 5 minute one. Okay, and over here you also, you know, you can also you know, minimize this volume charts and add another MACD. The MACD over here might be closing, where in the daily one it might be opening. Now, like you can see, once I added another chart over here, it kind of limit the space that I had over here, and it actually it's not able to show me my other studies that I had there. So depending on how big your screen is how much you'll be able to put in here. I personally like to have just one, and then verify my 5 minute with the same chart. So I'll be taking that off. But you're welcome to, let's say you have, other screens. You want to have, let's say 6 charts. You're going to have 6 charts, and the next chart you can be trading every single one of them here, but you don't have the space to do this. You would just go here where it says, in this menu again, you go to detach, click on detach, and that same screen that you were looking at, it actually made a copy of it. So as you can see, you can just drag this and go into your other screen and have another one. You can have 3, 4, 5. I don't think there's a limit of how many you can have, but I actually have 3 screens where I trade. But to be honest with you, I only use one when I'm actually trading, because I found myself getting very distracted when I had a lot of charts up. Now, that is just because my style of trading is very quick. It's mainly day trading and it's mainly scalping. So I am trying to take profits as quick as I can within green candles. So, and sometimes maybe a pullback or 2, but usually not with the full amount of shares that I went in, or what I ended up adding at the end of that. I usually just use one. Just so you know, you can have as many of these screens to help you. I know there's different styles of trading. You can see all the studies that were there. I mean, imagine, I can guarantee you that any of those studies can be accurate depending on the person, depending on the style, and depending on what they are actually trading. I'm trading penny stocks. They are very volatile. They can move extremely quick. You can go up 20, 30, 40% in 1, 2, 3 minutes or less. If you are long enough in this game, you'll see that those things can happen. I truly believe that it is all down to your risk management and how you handle your entry, your exit, and how you're actually managing your risk management before, during, and after your trade. We'll have a lot of videos to actually go over that, and I'm going to show you a lot of examples of all that, but that's for later. So let's close this right now. If, for example, let's say something's not working for you, you're not able to see, you try putting the VWAP here, or the volumes. You want the volume bars to actually show different colors instead of just being blue. You want them to be red and green bars, and you don't know how to do that, and you're not able to find the answer. You can always call TD Ameritrade, and they would quickly be able to tell you. Now, one of the coolest features that impressed me with their support is they can actually go live into your screen. So it's just like a 1-minute process where you give them access to your screen, and they're able to, just like I am moving my mouse, they will have a mouse to be showing you where things are and answer all your questions. So, and that's very, very helpful when you walk into this platform world and you see all these buttons and you see all these numbers and all these little drawings and what the heck is this, what the heck is that. Being able to figure out how to synchronize things, like I said, like my scanners, to be able to synchronize, to be able to just click this one and show here and just be quick. Okay, so that's just extremely helpful. Okay, all right, I think I've covered everything I wanted for today. Now, I don't consider myself to be a professional trader at this point, but I do consider myself a trader that has found consistency. So I'm not a professional trader. I'm not a beginning trader either. So I am out of the beginning stage where I'm starting to see that money coming in without any big losses. Okay, and we'll go more into detail. I will show you a lot of my trades. I will show you what is it that I am thinking exactly before, during, and after my trades. I will show you how I use the alert system that I also mentioned, and how I use them to help me pick what stocks I need to be paying more attention to. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate everybody that has subscribed. It's just amazing how many people subscribe to this within like
2 or 3 days. So I am very humbled to see that. So thank you so much. Always remember to be nice to other traders and help those that need the help.
Thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you next week. Adios.